Welcome to Exam Sale. In this short guide we will walk through the Juniper Network Certified Internet Professional SP syllabus so you know exactly what to study. The JNCIS-SEC exam covers 8 domains totaling 100% of the scope, BGP 15%, OSPF 13%, ISIS 13%, Class of Service 13%, IP Multicast 13%, MPLS 13%, Layer 3 VPNs 10%, and Layer 2 VPNs 10%. I will summarize each domain, its weight, difficulty, estimated study hours, assessment type, and the key topics you should master. BGP is 15% of the exam, rated hard, and recommends about 24 hours of focused study with conceptual and scenario-based assessment. You will learn BGP basic operation including message types, peering states, iBGP versus eBGP behavior, and the full path selection algorithm with tiebreakers. Study next hop self and reachability rules, BGP multipath for load balancing, and practical peer troubleshooting. Also master BGP attributes and policy control like local preference, MED, as path prepending, communities, import and export policies, and route reflection, confederations, graceful restart, and security such as MD5. OSPF is 13%, marked hard, and suggests roughly 18 hours of scenario-based practice. Focus on multi-area design and LSA types 1 through 7, area types such as stub, totally stubby, and NSSA, and how the link state database synchronizes across routers. Learn adjacency formation and neighbor state transitions. Summarize inter-area and external routes, and use virtual links and area tunnels when needed. Be comfortable with OSPF metric calculation, external route types E1 and E2, authentication options, and using BFD to accelerate failure detection. ISIS is 13%, hard, and needs about 18 hours of scenario-based study to master backbone implementations. You will learn ISIS levels 1 and 2, NET addressing and NSAP format, and the various PDU types including Hello, LSP, CSNP, and PSNP. Practice adjacency formation on broadcast endpoint-to-point links and understand diselection behavior. Also cover LSDB synchronization, wide metrics and TLV operation, route leaking between L1 and L2, prefix summarization, policy application, authentication, and multi-topology support. Class of Service is 13%, hard, and calls for approximately 20 hours of hands-on and conceptual work to configure and tune traffic treatment. Study Juno's cost processing and classification methods, including behavior aggregate and multi-field classification, forwarding classes, loss priority, and code point mappings. Learn to configure policers, rate limiting, scheduler maps, and resource allocation using WRR and DRR. Also practice red drop profiles, ECN marking, and rewrite rules for DSCP, EXP, and IEEE 802.1p to shape end-to-end service behavior. IP multicast is 13%, hard, and requires about 20 hours of conceptual and scenario-based learning focused on distribution and protocol behavior. Learn multicast IP to MAC mapping, IGMP versions 1 through 3 for receiver management, and PIM sparse mode mechanisms for distribution trees. Understand reverse path forwarding checks, shared trees versus source-specific trees, and how RPS and MSDP support rendezvous and source discovery. Practice static RP and auto RP concepts, BSR election, Anycast RP designs with MSDP, SSM operation, and troubleshooting multicast distribution trees. MPLS is 13%, hard, and recommends about 22 hours of combined hands-on and conceptual study for label switching and traffic engineering. You will learn the MPLS header and label stack, LDP operation, RSVP-TE signaling, and how label-switched paths are established end-to-end. Study penultimate hop popping and implicit null behavior, and then focus on traffic engineering concepts such as CSPF, admin groups and coloring. Also practice fast reroute, link and node protection, secondary standby LSPs, LDP over RSP tunneling, and SRLG considerations for resilient designs. Layer 3 VPNs are 10%, hard, and need roughly 18 hours of scenario-based study to master BGP MPLS-based VPN architectures. Learn VPN IPv4 address family fundamentals, route distinguishers, route targets and extended communities, and how VRF tables isolate customer routes. Understand PACE routing options using BGP, OSPF, or static routes, and the separation of control plane and data plane elements. Study hub and spoke topologies, multi-protocol BGP label exchange, Internet access options for VPNs, handling overlapping IP addresses, and end-to-end troubleshooting. Layer 2 VPNs are 10% hard, and suggest about 18 hours of scenario-based practice on point-to-point and multi-point Layer 2 services. Master BGP Layer 2 VPNs as described by Compella, LDP Layer 2 circuits following Martini, pseudo-wire encapsulation and use of control word, and virtual circuit ID mapping. Learn VPLS operation including MAC learning, split horizon, and full mesh or signaling choices, plus eVPN fundamentals for MAC mobility and multi-homing. Practice multi-homing behavior, split horizon rules, and compare BGP-based and LDP-based signaling in real designs. That wraps up the syllabus overview for JNCIS-SEC. Prioritize study time by domain weight and difficulty, combine conceptual study with hands-on labs, and focus on the listed topics and recommended hours to prepare efficiently.